Welcome back, sixth graders. Today we are going to learn about our next signpost, which is called Again and Again. By the end of our session today, you should be able to explain again and again to someone else, identify again and again examples in your reading, and you should memorize the anchor question so that you can better understand your own reading. One of the ways that we humans learn is by noticing patterns. This pattern we are learning about today is about repetition, hence the name of it, again and again. Let me create a scenario for us to think about. Say you are sitting at a table at lunch in the mall with your friends. You're talking, having a good time, like you normally do, and one of another group of your friends comes over. And all of a sudden, the group that was already there gets kind of quiet for a minute or two. So if this only happens once, it just might be a coincidence. It might not mean anything. But let's say that following weekend, the very same thing happens. You're all just kind of talking and everything is fine. Then this other friend comes over and the whole group gets quiet. This quiet behavior is happening again and again. So yes, it's important that you notice it. But it's also important that we think about what it means. Because just like in real life situations, when authors repeat things, when they do them again and again, it's for a reason. They have a purpose behind it. So we need to think about what that reason is. Now, in the example we were just thinking about with our friends, I haven't given you any context, any other clues, and the reason everyone got quiet could be anything. Maybe the group gets quiet because the person who just showed up, maybe he and another member of your group had a falling out. They were arguing over something. Or maybe the friend and someone in your group is up for the same award. Or they're getting into some sort of competition with each other about something, and it's just really awkward for them to be around each other. So from the example I just gave, it's not possible to know the exact reason, but it is important to notice the repetition. So very simply, the again and again signpost is when you are reading and you notice a word or a phrase or an object or a situation mentioned over and over again. When this happens, you need to stop, take notice, and note, and ask yourself, why does this keep happening again and again? The answer will tell you more about the theme of the story, or it could tell you more about the internal conflict of one of the characters, or it might be foreshadowing of what could happen later in the story. So let's look at an example. While I am reading, look for moments where again and again occur. This is a short excerpt from a book called The House on Mango Street. Once, when we were living on Loomis, a nun from my school passed by and saw me playing out front. The laundromat downstairs had been boarded up because it had been robbed 2 days before, and the owner had painted on the wood, "Yes, we are open," so as not to lose business. "Where do you live?" she asked. "There," I said, pointing up to the 3rd floor. "You live there?" There. I had to look to where she pointed. The 3rd floor. The paint peeling. Wooden bars Papa had nailed onto the windows so we wouldn't fall out. "You live there?" The way she said it made me feel like nothing. There. I lived there. I nodded. I knew then I had to have a house. A real house. One I could point to. But this isn't it. The house on Mango Street isn't it. For the time being, Mama says. Temporary, says Papa. But I know how those things go. Now let's look back over this short excerpt here and look for moments where again and again occur. Right away, my mind jumps to the word there. It is repeated and emphasized. That is clearly a word spoken by one character that our narrator is bothered about. It causes them to be upset and bothered by what there represents, their home. House is another again and again moment, representing the desire that the narrator wishes to have. They want an actual house that they won't be humiliated by. Our narrator is bothered and humiliated by the current living arrangements. They don't like to live there. They would much rather have a proper house, not one that is temporary and an embarrassment, but a proper home. Now, let's jump into our reader's notebook. In addition to your notebook, you'll need your pencil and either crayons or colored pencils. First, on page 31, as we're going up our road, I want you to add again and again to our fifth signpost. Now, turn to page 36. You're going to make your anchor chart on page 36 of your notebook look like mine. First, you'll make your signpost in the upper left corner. Make it big and write again and again inside the signpost. Then, to the right of the signpost, you'll write, when you are reading and you notice a word, phrase, object, or situation mentioned over and over again, you should stop and ask yourself, why does this keep showing up again and again? Let me read that to you one more time. To the right of your signpost, you'll write, when you are reading and you notice a word, phrase, object, or situation mentioned over and over again, you should stop and ask yourself, why does this keep showing up again and again? Underneath your signpost, you'll write, the answers to this question can help you to understand the theme, understand the conflict, or see the foreshadowing of what could happen later. Let me read that one more time. Underneath your signpost, you'll write, the answers to this question can help you to understand the theme, understand the conflict, see the foreshadowing of what could happen later. Now let's practice. We'll watch 3 short clips, and I want you to be looking for the again and again moment. When you see an again and again moment, you need to stop and ask yourself, why does this keep showing up again and again?